And please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be able to see more and more of your maths content. Okay, so we are now going to look at this one here. It says find the radius of a circle. Okay, we are looking for a radius, and they have given us a circumference of 628 inches, and now they are saying use 3.14 for pi. Now we all know the formula to find the circumference if you are given a radius, and that formula is C equal to 2 pi r. Okay, I'm using this one here because they are talking about a radius. Okay, if they are talking about a diameter, I was going to use this one here that says C equal to pi d if they were talking about a diameter. Okay, but in this case, they are not talking about a diameter, so I'm not going to use this one here. I hope that makes sense. But you can use the one there. Some people can use it, but for me, I prefer this one here because they talk about the radius. So just to make my life much simpler. Okay, so the circumference here is 6.28 is given to us. 2, and my pi is 3.14, and the radius, I'm looking for it. That's why I'm not going to write anything because I do not have the radius. So, excuse me, 2 times 3 will give us 6, and 2 times 14 will give us 28. So the answer here will be 6.28. So this one is very simple to calculate. Okay, guys, and just in case if you forget, you can just write 314 as is, and then you multiply everything by 2. Then 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. And then you ask yourself how many numbers after the decimal point, and you can see there's 1, 2, 10, and therefore you'll write your point there. Okay, just in case if we have forgotten how to multiply numbers with decimals. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And we have our R here, and it's 6.28. Now I'm looking for R. I'm going to divide both sides by 6.28. So 6.28 divided by 6.28, because I'm looking for R. So 6.28 divided by 6.28. What you do on the left should be done on the left as well. What you do on the left should be done on the right as well. So both ways. So this cancels off. It's 1, by the way. So 1 times R is R, or 1R. So 6.28 divided by 6.28, the answer is 1. Okay, now we come here to check if we have this answer here. Of course, we have, remember this is 1 inch. So of course we have 1 here. So this will be our answer. All right, guys, I hope this makes sense. Okay, so always remember to write your unit as well when you are writing these things here. So it's 1 inch. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Guys, I hope it makes sense. Sometimes it's better to write your unit like this. So like this, inches. Okay. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next one. All right. Here, we are looking at the volume. They want us to find the volume. It says find the volume of a triangular prism. A key word here is a triangular prism. Okay, those are your key words that we need to look at. So if it's a prism, if I'm finding the volume of any prism, I'm going to use V equal to base times height. Then I'm going to look at what is the shape of that prism that I'm you know, trying to solve. In this case, it's a triangular prism, meaning that the base, which is this part, all right, and there's it on the other side there, but I'm focusing on this one, on this part here. Okay, guys, so that's my base. Let me find it first. So we know this is triangular. So in other words, I'm looking for the area of a triangle. So which is going to be half base times height. That is the first thing you need to remember. Multiply by the height, which is this height here. So I have half, and my base here is 7. So I can just use multiplication sign as well. If you want, you can use brackets, multiply by your height, which is your 3 there. And I'm going to put everything into bracket, multiply by this big height. Remember why this is my height, because if I put this thing up, it will be sitting with this base here. So this becomes my height. I hope that makes sense. So that is 6. So I like to work with these ones here in brackets. 7 times 3 will give us 21. So we have times 21. So here multiply by 6. Don't forget that one. Okay, so we have 21 divided by 2, because 1 times 21 is 21. 1 times 1, this is the same as all over 1. Okay, and yeah, I like to do this to make everything a fraction. So I can work on this now. I can try to do some simplifying here. For example, I can say I can say how many 2 go into 2 1 time, how many 2 go into 6 3 times. So I'm trying to simplify 2 and 6. And once I've done that, my life becomes much easier. Now, what am I having here? Now I'm having 21 multiplied by 3. So you can do your normal math here. And I like to simplify this as well for those who have forgotten how to multiply. You can say 20 plus 1. Okay, you multiply this by 3, and then you also multiply your 1 by 3. Then what you get here, 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6, that's 60, plus 3 times 1 is 3. So if you add 60 plus 3, what are you going to get, guys? You get 63. So this was in yards, so you make sure that you put yard cube. I hope this makes sense, and you can see this is my answer. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, guys. All right, let's move on to the next one. So if you are comfortable with multiplication, you don't have to do the expanded method, but I'm just doing it for those who sometimes struggles to do some multiplication, because there will be no calculators in the exam. So I need you to always remember that. Now, let's look at this one here. it says a spinner, 4 equal sides, or section rather, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it spans 100 times. It lands on blue 14 times. So this is your blue, 14 times. And it lands on green. This is your green. How many times did they say for green? 10 times. And then for yellow, this is your yellow. And it says for yellow 13 times. And for red, it says 63. All right. So what is the relative frequency of landing on green? So you can now say your relative frequency. Can I call this RF for relative frequency? I hope you don't mind. So your relative frequency of landing on green is equal to, what is green? Green is 10, so it's going to be 10. How many times was everything spun? 100 times. All right. So guys, we know that 10 over 100, it's 10%. Sorry, I nearly said 1%. It means 10%. Any number over 100 is that number percent. For example, if I have 3 over 100, it will mean that I have 3%. I hope I'm making sense. So you don't need to worry much. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, so which is our answer? Do we have 10% here? Yes, of course we do. So this is the answer. All right. So guys, they can ask you about red, green. So the strategy will always be the same in terms of trying to find the answer on these ones. Okay, let's look at this one here. It says the spinner is spun once. And what is the sample space? Okay, this question, guys, is very easy, but sometimes because people do not understand this term sample space, they mess it up. Let me just give you another example before we answer this question. If I gave you a word like, let's say the word spinner. Let's take this word here, spinner. Then I asked you for a sample space here. So to find a sample space, you must ensure that you do not repeat the numbers or the letters. So here we have S. So we can say S, P, I, N. I'm not going to write this N again because the N is already there. So, and then I have E, R. So that will be my sample space. So that is very important, guys. So you do not repeat the numbers or the letters. Okay. So let's look at this one here then. So we can see here we have 1, 4, 5, 5, 3, 2, all these numbers. So, but all what I can see 1. So I'm going to write my first 1 here. And I can see 2. There are 2 2s. So I'm not going to write this 2 again. And I can see 3. Do I have another 3? Yes, but I'm not going to repeat the 3. And I can see 4. Is there another 4? Yes, but I'm not going to write this 4. And I can see 5. There's 5 here. Okay, there's 5 there. So, but there are more than 1 5. So there's 1, another 2 here, another 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, 5. So if you notice, I only took 1 of them. I'm not repeating the numbers. All right. So hence my sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do we have 6? No, we do not have 6 in this one here. So definitely my answer will be this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope that makes sense to you. And yeah, as I've said, this is one of the easiest questions that you must not give away. You have to get that mark. So let's do, I think this is the last question. Yes, it's the last question, guys. Right. Now it talks about what is, okay, again, a volume. They're looking for the volume. What is the volume, or what the volume of this box, or what is the volume of this box? I think that should have been the answer, the question rather. Okay, a box in a shape of a rectangular. Okay, again, a rectangular. What you see here, prism, is not a pyramid, but it's a prism. Okay, if it's a prism, again, what do we do for a volume? V equal to what? Base times height. Whether it's a triangular prism or a rectangular prism, the formula is VB times height. Okay, guys, do not forget that. Unless if we're talking about a pyramid, which is a different story altogether. Okay, because there it will be 1/3 base times height. Okay, so now let's look at this one here. Now it says a rectangular, so we need to find the area of a rectangular in this case. So the area of a rectangular is equal to what? L times W. So the area of a rectangular is equal to L times W. So that is very important to remember. We remember on the triangular one, we said the area of a triangular was half base times height, because it was a triangular. But now it's a rectangular. We're using L times W. I hope I'm making sense there. So now let's look for the base. So we're going to say L times W, multiply by H. Are we good, guys? So now I always say to my students, the area is always the length is always your longest one. So in this case, this is my L and that's my W. So the shortest one is your W and the longest one is your L. So we're going to say 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by, this is my height. The one going up is your height. How high something is, that's the height. Multiplied by 5. All right. So let's go, guys. So we have 4 times 3, which is going to give you, this is 12, guys, right? It's going to give you 12 and multiply by 5. So guys, again, you can do your you can just say 5 times 12, you get your answer, or you can just do like this. Let's expand this. I like the expansion method. Makes life much easier. So this is 12. You multiply by your 5, and you also multiply this one here by 5. Let's see. So what is 5 times 10 will give us what? 50, right? So like 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 1 is 5. So that's why we get 50, okay? So, and then we add, what is 5 times 2 will give us 10. And 10 plus 50, or 50 plus 10 will give us 60. So it was feet, so everything will be it's a volume, guys, so it will be ft to the power 3, which is cube, by the way. So that is very important as well. So therefore, our answer will be 60 cubic feet. All right, guys. So I hope that makes sense to you. And yeah, here I was just showing how it's done. The answer is 60 cubic feet. As I've said, guys, this method is for people who have forgotten how to do multiplication. I just made it easy for you here. But if you know your multiplication, you don't need to do this in an exam. This is just to help you to understand or to remember how to multiply, using the simple method, which I call the expansion, where you expand the two numbers and then you multiply by one number that you need to multiply with. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And, my name is Mr. Becky, Mr. Mac, and hope to see you on the next video. All right. Thank you.